Welcome back. It's 4:43 here as we continue to track Hurricane Helene. We are expecting a breezy and fairly nice day here. Temperatures are only going to be in the mid-80s, but it will be windy today. Helene is a giant storm in the Gulf of Mexico. Currently, tropical storm force winds extend 345 miles away from that center, which is about 340 miles away from Tampa. So those tropical storm force winds are skirting already the Florida western coast. This storm is a Cat 1 this morning, but the inner structure, the inner core is trying to intensify and come together. And we do think this is intensifying. Will likely become a Category 2 soon, and then eventually Category 3 or 4 as it makes landfall near Tallahassee later on this evening. It will move very, very quickly inland, and we'll have it up by Atlanta late tonight, and then it'll be gone from Atlanta by later tomorrow afternoon. Now, there is going to be a significant storm surge with this storm, maybe one of the top 5 storm surges ever recorded in the Atlantic Basin. Number 1 is Katrina. Number 2 is Camille. Number 3, 4, and 5 are all around 20 feet. Ike, Hugo, these are some big storms. This one could rival those. So around 20 feet of storm surge around the Big Bend area. 5 to 8 feet for Tampa. That is significant. Remember, they don't have a levee protection system, and then 3 to 5 feet all the way down towards South Florida. Now, what's interesting about Helene is the size of it, and I don't think I've ever seen anything like this. We have multiple states where the entire state is under a tropical storm warning or a hurricane warning. Almost all of Florida is under hurricane warnings or tropical storm warnings. All of Georgia is under hurricane warnings or tropical storm warnings, and then the entire state of South Carolina is under a tropical storm warning. So that shows you where the center is going to travel right here where the cone is. The impacts, those tropical storm force winds, extends so far away from the center. So this is a great example of what we're always preaching. Don't just focus on the center of that cone. Now, that is where the worst winds are going to be, and right here in purple, all the way up in extreme South Georgia, over 110-mile-an-hour winds are expected. That does include Tallahassee. Macon, Georgia could see hurricane conditions later tonight, and then Atlanta, tropical storm conditions are expected late tonight as well. A major flood risk developing down in the Florida Panhandle, but also up here in the Blue Ridge Mountains, Asheville, North Carolina, back down towards northern Georgia, right in here. This is expecting, or that area is expecting, over a foot of rain. They've already seen quite a bit, so a major flood risk developing there with Helene. So for us, notice we're not expecting much in the way of anything today except for that north breeze. That will keep us nice and dry. The hurricane lifting to the north very quickly. Today's going to be gorgeous for us. We'll be in the mid-80s with sunshine and north wind at about 15 to 25 miles an hour, gusting to 30 miles an hour. Out in the Gulf of Mexico, our winds will be stronger. I want to show you this. You can see gusts 30 to 40 to even 45 miles per hour. So we have small craft advisories in effect for our areas right off the coast, gale warnings in effect for the open waters. Tomorrow morning is going to be even better. It's going to feel like fall tomorrow morning, I promise. Low 60s on the north shore, upper 60s on the south shore. We've already got a little bit of taste of that drier and cooler air this morning, but tomorrow morning will be the best so far this season. And then your weekend looks good too. We'll have upper 60s and low 70s here on the south shore, some 60s on the north shore this weekend, and your afternoon highs will be in the 80s, and it looks like that nice weather rolls on in to October. Brianna?